Oh, hello, Gothic. How you doing? Okay. I am a little bit tired, but I'm eating a bunch of candied cherries, so hopefully that gives me energy. It's so sweet that it's burning my throat. But yeah, something I did yesterday is I got too carried away with adjusting my brushes. And that's something I should have done I guess in the beginning of this year. So I did it off stream and I have them I guess updated to work more like how I want them to. I want to do a painting. I technically have some paintings to finish. So maybe if I get a good amount of work done for this stream, I'll do some painting next stream. Because I feel like I'm ahead of this week's goal of one page, but I don't want to get cocky and then mess that up. Bigger goals for this stream is hmm. I was gonna say get all three panels sketched at least. Like with I'm gonna have to go back in and clean up the line work and all that. Um Either that or get this shock panel um more drawn out. I don't know if I'll finish either one this one though. I'll like or like maybe just the ink stage. We'll see. How you doing by the way? Let's commit to one goal. I want to finish the ink sketch phase for all panels on this page. Alright, I'll try not to let you lose sight of it. Try to let you not lose sight of it? Or does it work both ways? I actually don't know for sure. I think you're right, unless I'm deliberating against you. Either way, what are you up to, moron? You drawing or are you doing something else? Chilling. Should be doing a macroeconomics final, but I'm not, nor am I drawing. Need to get back into it. Well, probably the macroeconomics is probably more important. I also don't know if I want to write out like the worlds or just general character designs of what I draw to see if that helps me, but also might lock me into a bad idea. I'd say write it out. That's what I do. Obviously, like the character designs did change over time. It's usually in the drawing stage that it changes. So like when I write it out a certain way, I don't know if it's I don't know, it just works in your head somehow. Maybe it's a lack of visual information and your brain just fills in the blanks in a way that it makes sense in your head. But then when you start to draw it, then you start to like change things to make it like make certain parts of it make sense, I guess. Oh yeah, I fixed up all of my brushes earlier today, so all of them are updated to be a little bit more user friendly to me, I guess. Don't have to do that. Oh god, it took way too long. It took like maybe, well, it's like on and off, right? Like you fix it and then play with it a little bit, then go back, maybe get distracted doing something else, etc., etc. I would say it took me like between 1 and 3 hours, but it was 15 brushes. So what does that break down to? Obviously, some brushes are going to take longer than others, but 60 minutes times 3 divided by 15, 12 minutes per brush. Felt like it'd take longer than that, but yeah. I had an idea in my mind. I couldn't draw it well, no surprise there, but felt off, so I made a modification during one of these streams. Today was thinking about it for some reason. Can only picture, prefer old design. Hmm. Did you say 1660 times 3 divided by 15? Yeah. So there's 15 brushes, and I think I did around 3 hours. So that's 60 minutes times 3 divided by 15. That's 12 per brush. And it still feels like it took longer than that, but Man, this brush feels so much better than before. I wonder Probably like a small percentage, but it probably accumulates over multiple drawings. How much time I could have saved. Outside of the pen fixing stuff and off screen touch ups to this, have you been doing anything else? Nope, not for these pages today. I lost time. But um, I'm gonna have nothing, as far as I know, to have to deal with this. Wait a second, actually. Okay, so I guess it depends. Because my brother's coming back from the Philippines this weekend. Pretty sure Dad's gonna pick them up. Uh, I don't know if I'll have to go or not. Depends if they if he wants me to like tag along to help dig them out of the snow in case um they're buried. We went this weekend, but it snowed a lot since. It snowed over a foot since. It was actually starting to snow when we finished up there, so it was just like, yeah, we're gonna have to do this again, or they're gonna have to deal with it. Really, um they should just hire someone to dig them out. I'm pretty sure that area has people that would even just do it for free because there's a lot of like farming folk up there, or I guess down there. Like they have some people who have like a horse ranch across from them, so across from their neighborhood. But yeah, if I have enough time, if I don't have to deal with that, I'll definitely be able to do this. 2 pages this week, despite some setbacks here and there. I had my yearly headache yesterday after stream. I don't know if it was because of looking at like having too much screen time or if it was just a yearly headache. Like maybe I didn't drink enough water or something. Or maybe I'm sick again. I don't know. I should buy a
Care package on the way.
to like check my temperature and stuff. I swear I had one, but I don't know where it is. Oh, okay, shit. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go fill up my water. Hold on. I'll be back. Then drink more, whether you're sick. Yeah. I'll get my water. Yeah, it's probably a good call to drink water because I had a bunch of sugar and sugar it does that thing that salt does. Similar effect. What'd you eat? Ate like a bunch of egg whites before I went to bed yesterday. The egg whites were from my brother's house. It's gonna spoil before they're back, so I just took it and decided to eat all of it. Um, I had a flatbread and some like some beef. I had a shake, like a meal supplement thingy. Oh, yeah, I didn't eat it. Didn't eat enough today. Well, I still have a meal or two before I sleep, so. How about you? What'd you eat? Oh yeah, just now I ate about half a cup of candied cherries. Yeah, I forgot about that detail. How convenient. I said it in the beginning of the stream, so I have my I said it's a gothic. I don't know if she's there or not, but that's my proof. What layer is that on? This line here doesn't seem to be affected by anything right now. Okay, if I go on this one maybe. Oh, never mind. That one there is affected. Here. Nope. Oh, okay, there we go. I had cereal, three very nice apples, and I made sliders out of turkey, Swiss cheese, and Hawaiian. Damn. Boys eating good. I think I'll have like um tuna, probably. Tuna and some pita rolls, maybe. I'm just being lazy too. I have some fish that I could probably throw in the air fryer. I'll probably do that tomorrow. Should have brought some normal cherries at some point. They are in season, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. There was this. I still have the seeds for it. I have 6 seeds in a plastic bag here from cherries that I ate. Uh, I don't know if the seeds are going to be good or not. I'll try them out in the summer. Or actually, I think you can put them in like cold water and get them to start germinating, and then grow in like a small thing. I'm gonna check at the rate that they grow to because by the end of the year, I want to move somewhere else. So either way, the cherries that I ate, they were so good. and they had this like crunch to them. I don't know what type of cherries those are, but maybe you know. I was skipping my lunch most days last week. Yeah, so don't blame me. So don't blame me. Mediocre meal schedule. Yeah. Or are you skipping lunch? Were you studying a lot, or was it just not availability, I guess, of food? Oops, wrong uh, layer there. Oh well, that's too late. It's not bad as long as you eat when you're hungry without going without control. I think it's probably better if you have a little bit of a schedule for your bowels at least. I think that's how schedule became a thing because it keeps things in order. Also, how you doing, this? Definitely not overeating. 6.5 kilograms per year. What is that in pounds? Sorry, I'm high. It's 5. What the hell? You want to stream? You want to chat on Discord? Or are you off to bed? Nah, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm well awake. Oh, we're gonna see the collab endurance stream till Ray finishes his comic. I might need one or two of those for the first chapter. If I want to make up for lost time, at least, definitely I want a couple 6 hour plus streams. I just have to make sure that I have the writing figured out. Comic making marathon, yeah. It's called it manga to promote it better. Yeah, it would promote it better. I just have like a weird apprehension with that. I say weird because most other people don't. Uh, I guess it's just because like back in the day, they used to be like, oh shit, yo, thanks for the sub. How you doing? Where's the thing? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, Kyo. But yeah, I was talking about why I didn't call it a manga. I've called it a manga in some places, but the apprehension was like based on talks that people used to have back in the day, and I was just sort of against calling any comic that isn't Japanese in the Japanese language, made in Japan for a Japanese audience. I was against calling those manga, even if they have like the style. It could be like a manga style comic or something. I don't really care what people do; they can do what they want. But in my head, that's how the definition makes sense because there's a distinction with how the language is written. Japanese is written from top to bottom, and it's read from right to left, right? So that will have an influence on how the word bubbles are placed and how they sit in the panels, how the panels are oriented. They're usually taller panels. Um, and then how all the action, of course, inside the panel is drawn will be influenced as well. But yeah. The manga purist pro clutches, that's me. That's me, Lois. Well, I don't bother anyone about it. It's just my personal uh how I feel about it. How's the graphic novel going? It's going good actually. It's going better now that I have my tools figured out a bit. Um I want to get 2 pages done this week instead of one kind of done last week. Write that right to left so that way they can read your criticism. Yeah, so like this is gonna be, of course, like reading left to right. And what that does is like, okay, let me try to show this without reading this file. So you have your word bubble. You read left, right, left, right, always this way. So the energy is going this way with your reading of this medium, right? Um, with Japanese, the energy is going down, and it does everything um, that I explained before. It feels like, did the webcomic format come from the East? Because that feels like a natural way for them to have comics actually, because of how their text is, and the energy of the reading is always going down. If it came from the, if it came from the East, that makes so much sense. Oh shit! I'll hit save. Thank you, Kyo. I wonder if anyone like produces webcomics and scrolls. That'd be pretty cool. Sure, it's been done before. Like just a metal tube that stores the scroll inside of it, or 2 metal tubes, and you can kind of like pull it to the size of a page, and maybe like turn something at the side to like roll it. I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to buy. You could patent that idea. I'm sure it's been done. It's gotta have been. It has to have been done before. Like I don't know if I can even patent that because technically it's a scroll. And like the tubes for scrolls, those existed for thousands of years. Like to read them like that. The only difference would be printing webcomics. I guess no. Never mind. But yeah, I'll probably use manga. I'll force myself to stomach it. I wonder if they do that in Europe. Like, did they use the word manga for European comics? Because I know there's like a big comic thing in both Germany and France, but I don't know if they use manga or if they use whatever term it is in their language. Manga is definitely way more popular online though. I know more from France. There's one that got turned into an anime, like a Japanese animated. Oh, which one? Do you remember? I know that in like 2012 there was a comic from France that won some manga award. It was like I think it was the first one to do that. The first foreign entry to win. But yeah, there's a lot of influence. Like me and someone were talking about paneling a couple days ago in Discord, and there's a lot of like some of the best paneled manga artists have like mentioned Mobius and other creators as their inspiration for how they do their paneling. Radiant. Why does that sound familiar? Radiant anime. Okay, I think I did see like something with this. Manfra. That's what manga from France is called. Manfra. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, it definitely looks manga slash anime. Looks cool. Who's it animated by though? Published by Viz and Kama published it. Okay, so the anime was directed by the anime is directed, produced, and written by I don't know how it's written by them, but Japanese folk. licensed by country. Okay, Lerche. It's a Japanese studio with a okay Studio Hibari. All right, it's just called Lerche as a brand. And what else do they do? Going down the list, I don't know any of these anime. Oh wait, no, I know this one, but no, I know it from the game, so I'm not even gonna bother. Okay, Assassination Classroom. I know that one. Monster Musume. Uh, all right, yeah, I recognize these. So yeah, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I don't know what that is, but I want to click on it. The story follows Nene Yashiro, a first-year high school student, fond of occult stories who ardently desires a boyfriend. For this, she tries to invoke Hanako-san from the toilet. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's enough Japan for today. Manzi. What is Manzi? Is that a different type of? Oh, you mean German? Yeah, that would be funny as hell. Man man. I have no idea what they would call it. If it's like Manfra is like the first three letters, I guess, of France. Mongem? Or no, Monger. That sounds like a slur. Monger. Or it sounds like the way an Australian would say manga, because they put like an R everywhere. Mango. Wait, let me think about this thing. All right, I probably need to lower these lines here because she's looking out the window, or there's a window in front of her rather, so there should be less lines. I made a mistake, or I made a lot of mistakes uh, with the first page here. So the way I did his hair, um, there's probably a simpler way to do it. I'm still not 100% sure exactly what method I want to go for, but I should have used tones and then scraped in the highlights with because the tone that I would use would be pretty dark, and I could just scrape in the highlights. Okay, so I have a definitive opinion about music when I'm trying to focus. I can't listen to any music except maybe classical, but even then it's uh
You freaking bricks!
oh,
When will you
lights.
learn? When will you learn that you're
Hello.
actually not a
Hey light, how you doing? Let me make sure I close my tab so I don't hear myself. Okay, there we go. Hey. Shout out. Well, I know what you were doing because I was in your stream, but I guess you're off to bed soon, probably. Here's a light shout out. She does art. I don't think I have a folder for you. Usually I have a folder for people who do art so I can like pull their art. No, I don't have yours yet. Yeah, I have to gather samples so then I could show what the person does when I shout them out. How dare. Empty. It's not the only one in my defense. There's also, I think, Blue's empty. Blue's empty. Um, Biscuit only has 3. Sunai only has 3. I need to get more people's art. I need to add some more people there too. Um, oh, there's an ad. Shake my head, shake my head. Okay, back. Yeah, I was just showing off my empty folders. It's not just you. Pretty sure you had one for her? For Light or for someone else? I don't know actually. The folder was empty, so I probably still have to go and like get stuff from wherever, various socials. Oh, thanks for the follow, Gabrielle Gratia. How you doing? Thank you. Yeah, the art is very work in progress right now, but essentially I'm attempting to make a graphic novel comic slash manga thing. And this is the first page, not done yet, but I'm jumping to the second, and then I made a page to go in front of that as well because it needs an establishing shot. Garcia. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need to edit the eye. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, the goal is to get 2 pages done this week by the end of by Sunday, I guess. And then the next week 3 pages. If I get the 2 pages done, 3 pages next week. I think it's a solid pace if I manage to do like 5 pages a week. But if I can manage more, that would be really good. Because then that would be like, I don't know, what's like an S rank pace? Like 3 pages a day? Is that even possible? Maybe if like Maybe if I lower my quality. Garcia. 3 pages a day, that's manga tier. Yeah, exactly. That's the level I would want to be at if I'm doing this professionally, but I think 5 a week, if I can manage that, then I can say, okay, yeah, I'll be trying to put out comics. I'm talking like I won't be able to manage that. I'm pretty sure I can manage that. But I want to be able to do, as you say, mangaka tier. We'll see. And for a team, some of them did it without a team though, I think. Save? Yeah, I will hit save. Did Kentaro Miura have a team? I know he had a heart attack, but if he did that without a team, I kind of want to go for that clout, even if it's a heart attack that I'll have to deal with one day. He had a team, oh, so I guess I can't be too unrealistic. What was his page output? Let me see if they have information on that. Kentaro Miura page output. Oh, it's giving me the size of the paper. No. It's asking about the inks. Yeah, it's nothing to do with my search. Let's just go mangaka average page output. A mangaka typically produces around 1 to 2 pages of finished manga per day. An average depending on the complexity of the artwork, the series schedule, the individual artist's working style, which translates to roughly 20 pages per week. That's like I guess specific to shonen. Okay, so if I wanted 30 pages a month, that's 1 page a day. So if I can manage 1 page a day ever, or maybe 2 pages in a work week, because sometimes you lose days because of stuff that pop up. Yeah, hopefully I can work my way up to that level. But yeah, first let's try to get the 2 pages done by the end of the week. Miura's page out was like 1 page every 5 years. At some point, it became like that. 27 pages is solid. That's one chapter. Yeah. Um, some mangas only had 21 pages. 21 pages per month. I feel like I can understand that if they're doing it traditionally. Digitally, it seems like there's a lot of tools at your disposal that you could really speed things up with. Oh, let me drink some more water. Her hair is gonna be like dark brown, so I'll use a tone to describe most of that. Her hair is also dark brown because she's her twin, except she has highlights. So I could probably use the same tone of dark brown on her hair and then just like scrape the bottoms, maybe the mid range of the highlights, of the hair to get the highlights to appear. So her reaction is going to be kind of annoyed at her sister being flirtatious. Um, I'm trying to think of where the word bubbles are going to be. Maybe one behind here, because this page is in the middle. Okay, yeah. So this will be the middle of the page. This green line here, I don't know if you guys see it on stream or not, but that's usually like a safety margin because a lot of the art gets like cut, I guess, hidden in the middle of the book. Like if it was for print, it's not going to be in print, so that doesn't necessarily matter, but I still have it there just in case. Either way, we see the expressions of the characters first, and that gives a tone for the word bubble that we put behind it. So there's an issue where I want the reader to move down here before they move on to this panel. Potentially, that's going to be too difficult to do. Maybe I could do a close-up on them with this panel. Okay, so we go from here. They exchange words or whatever. We could have a panel up here. We could have her remark here. Or I could have the word bubbles break the panels. What I could do is have the word bubble for these two, like more around here. Have her remark more around here in the center of the page, which gets us to move back up here. So it's like do, do, do. Yeah, so, oops. Yeah, so word bubble one somewhere here. Word bubble two somewhere. No, I don't want to block the booba. So word bubble 1 somewhere here, word bubble 2 somewhere here, and then we can, yeah, that makes sense, I think. Oh yeah, I've decided my mechanism to figure out whether or not I'm going to be killing characters. The mechanism is basically, and I could probably change this if it doesn't make sense at like some point, but if I manage to make people care about the characters, um, then I'll try to keep them alive. If I fail, then I'll go like the shock horror, grotesque death route. Kill 'em all, 1980. Yeah. Yeah, so their fate basically depends on whether or not I'm a competent writer. Or I guess whether or not the audience can be sympathetic. Sympathetic? Or is it empathetic? I can't remember what the difference. Sympathy is feeling sorry for people. Empathy is ability to understand. Okay, so like the margin of difference between these two is negligible because you have to understand to feel sorry, don't you? Whatever, doesn't matter. How about you only kill the characters that the audience likes? That would be, um, yeah, that would be brave and bold. Um, I don't know what it would say in terms of narrative though. Like, unless their death transforms the characters somehow that they don't, that the audience doesn't like. So if I set up characters to be unlikable, uh, if the death of the good characters doesn't redeem the likable or the like the characters that the audience doesn't like, then there wouldn't be a narrative point to that. You don't have to understand to feel sorry. You can feel sorry for a worm that dries out on the road, but you couldn't understand what it's. Also, like you understand their state of. Okay, so like if someone um why is it so hard to think of an example? Okay, if someone lost their arm and I've never lost my arm, I guess it's that kind of thing, right? Where I wouldn't. Is it that kind of thing? Like I don't understand what it would be like without an arm, but technically I could think about it and theorize what it would be like. I guess the worm is a better example because it's like you can't really theorize much what it would be like. Would you love me if I were a worm? Where did that line of questioning come from? FNAF song located. This is in FNAF. This is a classical music mix. Bro, who got the auxiliary cord in? Huh? Is that a FNAF reference that I wouldn't get? Never had one of those. It's for music. Yeah. Um. Oh, hello, Demis. Then is the audio coming in weird or like I can't tell. It seems like it's quiet. But yeah, how you doing, Demis? Then the audio is quiet. I can raise it. What's their I type? Okay. has a little bit of a downcast. Okay, I'll draw the pupils on a different layer. Okay, wait, I need to figure out what their pose is like before I start whittling away at details here. Okay. Need to raise that a bit. So that way the shoulder is up here. Interesting thing about the comics, um, at least for me, I usually take like a lot of references when I do illustration, but for comics it's just too much. So it's like having to break that habit. Like I can't find the poses. I can find pieces of poses to reference, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of kind of figuring it out. I guess I could use it. Well, I can't use it on stream. The 3D feature would break my stream. But I usually don't really like using it anyways. It's kind of like cumbersome. So now I'm forced to do this. All right, so if her arm only extends around here, it can't go around his neck unless I extend like if this is her elbow. I either have to move his head in closer, which actually wouldn't be too bad because then I can have it overlap, and also I can move it in to tighten up the frame, the panel. So let's try that out. I selected too much. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, that way it makes sense. Her arm is wrapped around his neck. And his shoulder can be behind. Drawing a different layer. Yeah, so his arms can kind of just be reaching up to where he was. I don't know what they were wearing, so that's something I need to figure out. If you change anything from the script, only added, not really. When I get the last update before reading, there's probably gonna be tons of updates and revisions and whatever, but the basics probably haven't changed. It's just little details here and there that I probably added. This is screenplay stuff for it. So like basically it's expanding on the ideas. The main ideas haven't changed though. Yeah, I just sort of added stuff to it. So I wanted to like design some encounters, some scenarios that they have to deal with. Like I like this scene here. This scene's gonna be fun. I don't know how I'm gonna succeed in making it super scary, but I'll try. Um, so after they get to a point where they can't deny that there's something out there, they're just kind of scared all the time, right? So they decide at that point, because they're already out on the trail, they're away from the cabin at that point, out hiking. They huddle like children because they are too scared to sleep all in the same tent. They can hear themselves talking outside because the thing is mimicking them. Um, yeah, so they're gonna have that thing say stuff in their voices, and they know that it's a mimic at that point. So the stuff that it says, I don't know how far I'm gonna go with this, but I wanted to say stuff that kind of gets them uh I don't know if it necessarily upset with each other, but significant stuff that adds context to maybe conflicts that they were having or trying to resolve, because I think that would be interesting. The hunter, I'm thinking of making his role more subtle. So it's going to be something that maybe the reader only knows in retrospect, or maybe while they're reading it, they kind of get the hint that the hunter is playing with them, trying to use them as bait. But maybe I won't make it explicitly like the hunter is. It's never going to be cartoonishly announcing that, oh, I'm going to use you guys to get this monster, I'm going to hunt this monster. It's not going to be anything like that. But I don't want him to like explain his backstory and stuff and then justify how he's doing things. He might mention it here and there at the fireside. Um, Not like it happened to him. Maybe like he'll tell his story like a scary story at the fireside when he like joins them at some point. And then it'll be up to reader to connect these pieces to figure out that yeah, this guy's been putting the traps in the woods and whatever. But yeah, that's all stuff that I can figure out as I go. Man, it's awesome to get into the heads. Yeah. 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 I want to make it subtle. Implications are always fun because then that's what you, as the like reader, kind of get to play with and figure out. And I feel like that's where the real horror is, like, in the implications. Yeah, readers will figure out. If not, then they don't have the IQ. What was that? There's that funny Reddit quote or meme about Rick and Morty. Uh, to be fair, you need a really high IQ to understand these jokes. I think in the Reddit post it was unironic, but everyone was making fun of that person. But yeah, I think most readers do. I think in the West, maybe media literacy is down because of how spoon-fed media has become, because they want to engage a maximum audience and they kind of think little of the people. Like I know there are some people who are not going to get stuff because like I don't know, they're not used to watching or consuming media in general. Like I know my dad and my uncles, they just need a straight up action movie. They're not going to like kind of, I don't know, dig through. They're not going to like eat and digest complex themes from a movie. They just want some fast action and I don't know, just something they can watch when they're drinking or something. But yeah, the people who have been raised in the first world, at least, shouldn't have trouble. Shouldn't have as much trouble, I guess, with media literacy because we know that from Twitter. That is an issue with America in particular. And then even then in America, particular groups. Tourist demographics. Yeah, I don't know if you want my brushes or not, but I'm going to. I had them all exported, so I'll just like share them if you want them. I think I already told the story about how I lost all my brushes once, so I always do this every year. Update them, export them, and save them. Because I feel like in digital, especially, your tool set is a large part of what gives your work like a look, like a recognizable characteristic, I guess. And then the other part is your own personal finesse. Okay, so I guess I need to lower that a bit. The eyelash here. Do that to it. I'm gonna make all of the girls in this really attractive, and I'm gonna force Des to decide which one lives, which one dies. That's gonna be my new mechanism for deciding who lives and dies. And he has to decide at least two of them to die. Otherwise, they will all be alive. Oops. He'll be dying in a horror setting can still be very interesting. Yeah, it's really gonna depend on how we handle situations. But the horror of this story might actually work better if like everyone's alive because depending on how we handle the situations, keeping them alive, like do they see each other the same way after all that mimic stuff that they experience? Do they remain friends, I guess? Do their friendships get stronger? Like one of the characters is supposed to propose to one of the other characters. Is that gonna happen? Or is that gonna get uh derailed? The central theme, I guess like the title suggests, um is fraud. The monster is a monster designed to kind of embody that and sort of manifest the fraudulent aspects or expose fraudulent aspects maybe of some of the characters. For example, this girl, part of why she behaves. Wait, should I even say? I mean, it's not like by the time I get the stuff out, everyone's gonna forget. So basically she behaves in a way that sets her apart from her sister. They're twins. So she pushes her kind of foxy behavior. Um, to distinguish herself from her twin sister because of parental issues. Uh, you're just telling her personality, that's fine. Yeah. So that's part of the fraud in her case. Oh, I guess there was a bot. And obviously that's gonna cause some friction in this situation because the dude that she's pouncing on is with the other chick here. Where is it? This chick. I'll have to draw her full face in one of the panels, being annoyed as well. This chick is uh masking her what's it called? I guess the expectations that she has for this guy in like I don't know, like a kind of loathing. But the question is, how is the external paranormal force going to make them see each other differently? For one, it's going to expose um it's gonna kind of like expose them for one, and it's going to force them to kind of recognize um things about them that are true that make them not copyable by that monster. Let me try to get to the file. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can just do that, I guess. The rules of the monster are so it haunts by mimicry imitation, and it can only eat prey after it has them convinced. It's compelled to convince itself into believing it is what it mimics, which allows it to further pursue prey. The less it's convinced, the less convincing it appears. It's hyper-perceptive with a photographic memory. So essentially, if the monster starts to realize that you're not convinced that it is who it is pretending to be, which is just based off of its perceptivity, its memory and stuff like that. Is this a Jungian thing? Maybe it has some aspects of that, but the monster is very superficial. So it doesn't know, like, if it hears you say something, it doesn't necessarily know the context or why that makes sense for you to say it. So it's not going to be able to have like a full-on conversation. It's just going to, you know, have a very superficial mimicry. But oh yeah, it can't mimic scent, it can't mimic animals. Can only mimic appearance of those it has seen. It won't replicate scars or tattoos unless it's seen them. It can't mimic piercings and stuff. So like clothes and everything. So I guess I'll have to figure out stuff about that. Like if it sees the characters wear clothes, um, and it will basically memorize which clothes belongs to which character, and it will know to match that up because it's fine tuned to do that. It was all about the shadow and the persona. Uh, there are masks that people that we wear day to day in day to day in day to day life for different reasons, and that there are core things that make us who we are, even though we dislike them. Yeah, I think like in Persona, they had that's as far as Jungian knowledge that I have. Just Persona. But yeah, I think he also has the archetypes, right? 12 archetypes, I think. Um, Shapeshifts in a matter of seconds. That's a perk. Okay, so exploits trust and intimacy, seemingly designed to hunt couples and feed on mates. It's becomes someone else by deceiving itself. It always wants to become someone else. At some point, the monster might know thing about the characters. It is fooling. Um, that the human companions haven't picked up on. So that's something I have to figure out for it to do. Yeah, there's a little bit more that I need to write out and like kind of limit it because there's things that they have to like either the cast or the reader has to figure out about the monster to understand its limitations, to know that, maybe it can't do that or that makes sense and that doesn't make sense according to like what the rules are basically, right? But there's no way to really um like there's no handbook. There's no guide that's going to appear at the story at some point of the story and like explain everything to them because I feel like that's cheap. Yes, yeah, the 12 archetypes, but they're not like different people. 12 archetypes are things that, oh, yeah, yeah, I know that much. Even the Mig Myers Briggs, um, like there's the percentage thing, right? Where you match X percent with this one and then lesser percentages with other ones. And then a lot of the questions with the Myers Briggs, I don't know why I'm saying it backwards, like I'm dyslexic or something. But a lot of the things with that are like it feels like a lot of the questions lack context from what I remember. They lack enough context to answer it well. But it's pretty good. Also crazy that Light sent me here after I just rewatched the thing 3 days. Yeah, we were talking about the thing. I was trying to like figure out what I should tell one of the people who came to the stream to like give them a quick idea of what the monster's like. And it took me a good 5 minutes, but the thing is pretty much like a spot on example. And of course, they didn't know the movie because they were from Turkey, and I guess the media wasn't there. But hopefully, they will spend the time to watch it. The 1980 something movie. But yeah, that pretty much works. That kind of monster. Thing is a gold standard for character writing in horror that I compare to all other writings. Yeah, it's really good. I can't remember. Was the I guess we maybe maybe it's the best answer too that we wouldn't know the intent of the monster at all. Um, like in this case, I want to subtly hint that the monster's intent is to be genuine, but it can't. So there's like a tragedy with the monster. But yeah. I actually was talking about my friend. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a decent theory that the thing just wants to to leave Earth and go home. Yeah. Is it um something I can watch on YouTube? I guess I could search it up later. I almost thought you were gonna write there's a decent theory that the thing just wants to have friends. And then that would be like, oh, that's a lot similar to the monster, the thing that I'm trying to make. Yeah, it was so good. The thing like feels sometimes feels like a manga. Like it could have been a really sick manga if it released like that. Like a Junti Ito style thing. Or Junji. I always say Junti for some reason. I don't know if there's a YouTube thing on it. It boils down to the fact that there's actually no proof that the thing wants to take over the world, and that the intro of the movie shows the thing crashing by accident into the earth. Oh, okay. That's less substantial than I was hoping for. But yeah, I guess it's there. One of the things that uh, one of the theories that I had about the thing was that it's a bioweapon, and basically it's meant to like destroy the life forms. There's nothing substantial on basically any theory with that movie, but it's, yeah, the ambiguity um, is what really is where the horror is like kind of. Those are some of the things that I like a lot about media: ambiguity, obscurity, um, like just a lot of room, I guess, to think about stuff. Well, the thing being a bioweapon wouldn't explain it being able to make a whole UFO from spare parts. I guess I don't remember that part. So it was able to like manipulate non-biological materials. Vagueness is is powerful when used correct. Yeah. In the last act, they go under the base and find out that the Blair thing was building a UFO. Oh shit! Yeah, yeah, you're right. I forgot that part. What the hell was it doing that? I guess that adds to the return home. idea. That's when they get the dynamite out to destroy everything. What do you think about the other theory where the thing isn't actually dead? It's one of the people in the end, survivors. It's been a while since I watched it. I don't think either of them are the thing, just from a narrative perspective. I think I might have watched like a theory crafting video on it, and I don't remember it being super convincing. It's just like, oh, it could be, possibly, but nothing concrete. Russell's character says earlier that if you were all those things, you just attack me now. So I know some of you are still people. So the fact that Charles doesn't attack him in the shed means that they both would have to be human. Do you think the thing convinces itself, kind of like what the thing that I'm trying to make goes for? Because you remember that scene where they're like shocking each other to find out who the who the thing is. Um, it doesn't like manifest until it actually gets shocked, which means it's like shape shifted into that other character and maintain like the personality and everything for that entire time, that span of time. Doesn't convince itself the Palmer thing knows the jig is up when they start the testing. Oh, so like before they even get to them, they kind of know that they're about to get exposed. Oh, interesting. The creature that I'm trying to make is like a delusional kind of thing, I guess. It's going to believe its guise basically depends on it believing that it's the thing that it's trying to pretend to be. So I love the thing so much. It's a bunch of people who make every right choice and still lose. That's the horror. I need to make this more downcast. talked to people a lot about horror writing. I think that every story should have a Van Helsing type character. And I mean like the OG Dracula book, Van Helsing. I haven't read it. I don't really read much books, even though I should. I'm trying to read like uh some just because of a pact that I made with someone who's may or may not still be here in the comments in the chat. But yeah, a character that is smart, that can logically figure things out, but is still not capable of defeating the horror. It makes the horror so much more of a threat narratively. So like they can kind of be the sense that I guess kind of like what the reader would be or would what's it called? Uh Not self-insert, something else. But like the reader basically would be like, "Oh yeah, why don't we try this? Why not we try that?" And then that Van Helsing character is going to be that kind of character inside the book. In the book, Van Helsing has like 8 doctorate degrees, and he figures out the whole vampire thing going on, but he's just over his head. Interesting. Also, like the competence of this character is just not going to be interesting. It's like I know the rules. I figured it out. But we're screwed. Competence shouldn't be the thing that solves it, yeah. Yeah, you probably have to like what solves it is probably related to like answering the theme of the piece of work, which isn't always the usually actually probably isn't the most competent character, the strongest character or whatever. If your audience is sitting there going, why don't they just do X, and then they aren't going to, yeah. Yeah, so like Van Helsing would be the one to do X, and then it would be like, or try to do X, or try to consider to do X, and then it would be like an avenue by which we can, as the writer, communicate that no, actually, this doesn't work. It's not going to solve the problem. Oh, wait a minute. How long have I been going for? 2 hours? I'll try to go for the last hour to finish up the third hour because 40 minutes, yeah, I can do that. Exactly, it's an avenue that presents the audience with the information that they need to really think about how frick the whole cast is that are trying to handle the problem, yeah. The closest character that I could have to that is the hunter, but the thing is that the hunter doesn't want them to know anything. Like I'll maybe have enough information about the hunter that suggests to the reader that yeah, he does know something, but he's not trying to help them. He's trying to use their ignorance to help himself to some revenge because he's there to get the monster for what it did to his family. Not to being malevolent is very interesting. Yeah. I'll have to work in like enough of his backstory for him to be like understandable, but I don't really like sometimes when I see like the quote unquote villain being, I don't know if humanized is the right word because they are, a lot of them are human. I don't know, overly sympathetic or something like Cruella Deville Disney type thing. I don't want to make like a bad character seem like what they're doing is good. I don't know. Maybe I have to think about it more. Cuz technically there's like good reason to behave that way. Um in terms of like, oh, that makes sense. But I want to make sure that it's like, okay, yeah, this guy's off his meds wrong type of dude. Do we need to share his backstory to make his involvement satisfying? No, his backstory, it's not really going to be something that I can share much of. It's only something that I can suggest because it's not like he's going to have a sit down and do a tell all with any of the cast members. The furthest that he'd go is either a slip up here and there that the readers will likely only be able to piece together because the reader usually has a fuller picture than the cast members. Um, or do you mean like for any of his backstory at all to be there for the reader to even see? Is that what you meant? The Van Helsing man being malevolent can do very cool narrative things. Yeah. Yeah, even the reader. Oh, I see. Do I need to share it? No, I don't. I don't need to share it. That's probably just the raw answer to that. Cause like it doesn't really take away anything from the core theme. It might add something to it, but I don't know if it's like anything worthwhile. We are just talking about the thing, and that's a fantastic example of how keeping things vague and unknown can be just as good as sharing. Yeah. Maybe you could have literal written scraps of his backstory that are physically found by the cast. Let me actually go to his character and we'll see. Well, I doubt we have much. Craze Hunter. Okay. Uh, The gang encounters a grumpy old guy out in the trail. Didn't seem particularly interested in talking to them outside of asking what they've been doing, what they'd be doing all the way out here. As for him, it was in plain sight to see that he was out to hunt. Notes kept in his hunting log and stuff like that. They'd have to find his hunting log though. Um, that's possible. I could work it in because the cabin that they're staying in is the cabin that he and his family stayed in back when stuff happened. So it's rational to think that he would have returned to the location and kind of investigated the area. Maybe he left a log inside of the cabin somewhere. So that's possible to work in. Unbeknownst to them, Hank and his family were out camping. I guess his name is Hank. I didn't know that. I guess I forgot that I named him Hank. Hank and his family were out camping just a few years ago. His wife and daughter didn't make it. He regrets signing away their bodies as the state investigation turned up nothing. See this information here? I don't need to mention any of it. So that's something that I could just not worry about. Finding this thing. Yeah, I guess that was part of this the whole time. Uh, oh, this is just a blurb of how I want him to sound. Because I'm trying to kind of craft a way of talking for each of the characters. Hey, the thing, yeah, it's right there the whole time. Should really read Dracula. How long? Okay, yeah, I'll read it. I'll put on the list of stuff that I need to do. But I don't think I'll be able to read it before I get this out. It's not like this will be my only horror project though, so like the main goal for this project was to be able to release something because many times I've tried and I've just constantly quit. Couldn't make schedules, couldn't push out the amount of pages that I needed to stay motivated on a project. So this time I feel like I can do it. So every character has different written voices. Dracula is written as a compilation of letters and like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so then they kind of write like yeah, so you can hear their voices in your head by reading it. That's interesting. Like the only thing that I've kind of done is research on like some slang that Midwestern people use, um, and then just kind of mashed up a bunch of like conjugations or something, like when you combine words, just to make it sound like oh Southern or something, right? Let me show you. Okay, so guess your old man was right. Bringing my bike here wouldn't have been a good idea. Yep. Though, guess what'll be the first thing he'll put me on when we're back? Won't be nothing. It's taking the trail easy. I'm trying to get them to talk like that. The girls here are not going to talk like that because they're not from the boonies like the three of these are. They're written wouldn't have, yeah. Yeah. Um, each character. Oh yeah, that's something I read already. Um, but I'm trying to do stuff like that and other things. Where is? Oh, I guess that was here. Yeah, right out of high school, I've been working in Pop's shop as a rookie mechanic. Seeing as autumn's been slow, my old man gradually let me off for a while. Come spring, we'll be right busy servicing farm machinery. Knowing Tom heads out into the sticks around now, I figured I could get away for a while. Of course, I couldn't. My girl Sam is Tom's younger sister. Word gets to her, it gets to Leia, and where there's Leia, bet Jordan ain't far behind. Before long, it's a field trip. Maybe the last one all together before we get caught up with everything else. So this is Alex, and oh fuck, and he doesn't look like that. I think I need to put a baseball cap on him, and that will probably work out better. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not in this scene because I'll have to draw that on and change the lighting and stuff like that. But definitely outside of this scene. I can't really tell what he's wearing here. It looks like a big sweater. But that's because I didn't design their outfits. So he's wearing like a vest thingy. I don't know. I have to reshade this entire panel because it's so um like in comparison to the other panels. So bland. Man is so clean, great stuff. Uh, It will be. Like I'm learning a lot while I'm doing this. Like for this I changed the brush so it looks like this. Like you see how it has those like dot effects? That helps it maintain like a texture and stuff. Before it was like this. Uh oh, it's not showing up. Yeah. It felt too digital basically. When the lines are like that and not. I forgot what I did this stream. Okay, so like her face, I reworked the pose a little bit. I was supposed to get the entire 3 panel sketched. I guess I failed. I did do a lot of her hair though, so I got carried away with the details, I guess. How much time do we have left? 30 minutes. In that time, I think I can get her hairstyle in. Okay. I changed my mind from a reference that I drew before. She had the same haircut, except like the back was cut. But I think I can make it open, and that would be a contrast between them. Let me lower the opacity of this layer so I can actually see the hair that I'm drawing. Oh yeah, and I I made a Discord server, or I started to, Des. I'll probably invite you soon just to like test stuff out, I guess. And get like feedback on like how I should do the layout before I make it public. But I guess I'll open a Discord. I don't really know how much like how much usefulness it'll be, but I'll do that. Ray going on a Discord server? No, it's just gonna be because you told me to make one, so I'll make one. And I know that a lot of people do have it, and it's like useful for, I guess, community. So I got around to like setting up. It's just my personal server, and I started to like delete everything and make the rooms and set the permissions. There are free Discord templates online. Oh, oh, it's too late. I already got started on mine. I'll check them though, I guess, just to like see, like as a point of reference. Maybe there's stuff that I could add to it. I want it to be like more of an art or like art slash writing. Just what I'm doing on stream anyways. I don't know how interested people are gonna be in that, but it'll be there, so. Well, even better now you know how to configure the stuff. Yeah. Sometimes simple is better. I've seen complex stuff that half people in Discord don't even look at. Yeah. Um, so what I've been using is the gallery mode and the forum mode. Um, the forum can contain like discussions on certain things. Uh, the gallery mode can be like a way of organizing people's art stuff. I need to like test it out and stuff though to make sure that it's doing what I think it can do in my head. And I don't know if I need much more than that, but we'll see. Also, um, probably gonna be rules where like there's no like we can't control if minors join or not, but I guess like a good rule to have is that no minors don't share any personal information. I have to check what like general rules are good to have for Discord. Um, obviously no like porn shit. The gallery thing, I'll probably have it be like, okay, you have to like tag your stuff. So like if it has like nudity in it, that like is just gonna be part of art, right? Like obviously not like sussy nudity, but or like straight up porn stuff is not gonna be allowed in it, but I'll have to develop those tags for the art posts. Okay, this is kind of disturbing me here. It's turning out to look like a female Levi or Levi or however his name is said from Attack on Titan. Yeah, so this makes sense. Her hair is gonna be slightly resembling her sister's hair, like the top part here, where she has like the hair coming out like this. I'll have that be there, except her hair is obviously shorter, and then the front is split, like opened up. Whereas her sister is gonna be like very serious, or a more serious character. I think I need to lower the hairline a bit. Oops. Like that, maybe. Yeah. All right, let's hit save. Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty hungry. I think I'll probably do that. I'll probably go and eat. I wanted to do the 15 minutes. Okay, I'll just do it. Can I whittle away at for 15 minutes? I guess his hair or his face and stuff here. Gonna get hangy and delete the entire project. No, I just get sad when I'm hungry. I don't get hungry or tired fuck angry. I don't know why, but this song always reminds me of having a hard time at the toilet. I don't know if I saw something that I erased from memory or it's just a dude's voice delivery. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. How's this eye shape here? I guess it has to be bigger if we're going to go for a surprise expression. I feel like drawing like this with less guides is helping me. It's not causing as much problem uh, with the project as I thought it would. Probably mostly because I'm still kind of sketching the underdrawing, except I'm doing it with the ink brush instead of with like the pencil tool and then switching the layers and all that stuff. I'm just like drawing over it basically and using layers to my advantage. Whenever a piece doesn't look like it works, I just change it. Not uh, worrying about like being very rigid with the process. Okay, smile's too pronounced. I feel like his expressions would be more subtle. This is the trouble I'm gonna have because I haven't I haven't made their expression sheets or anything. Alright. Since I have a good idea that this is the way it's gonna be with their pose, I guess I can get rid of her ass. Need this here. Oh, this belongs to that. Should go around here. Yeah, alright. $3 on, well, not on the dot, but we made it to 3 hours. So, what did I actually get done this time? Basically, one panel. Well, not even done. One panel kind of figured out. I just need to actually draw it. I just know where things are gonna be. I guess we did talk about writing and stuff a little bit, so there are some stuff there that were helpful. But yeah, I'll probably eat, do a little bit more, or maybe save it for tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to sleep so I get good sleep or better sleep than before. But yeah, um, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I don't think I have anyone to raid. I think we're kind of too tired to even deal with any of that. Good stream, work, night, yeah. Alright, I'll see you. Good night.